Are you dealing with massive meltdowns? Your kiddo's going from 0 to 60 in a matter of seconds. Maybe you're dealing with more kicking or punching or hitting, maybe even spitting or throwing. Maybe you even have a kiddo who puts holes in the walls or throw things across the room. And it's only gotten worse since March until now. And with all of the changes coming up, it's starting to get bad again. And maybe you're not quite sure where all those big emotions are coming from or where they learned this behavior from. Maybe you're not sure what to do to keep them calm. Maybe you are just looking for some ideas to keep yourself safe in the moment. Whatever it is, I want you to know that you are absolutely in the right place. A lot of times we don't want to talk about our kids who are aggressive, who hit, who punch, who kick, who yell. We think, oh, this is just a phase. They're totally going to pass out of, or they're going to pass through this. I just need to lay down the law and tell them what the boundaries are and be really firm with them, and this will go away. Hello, my Shonda. Hello. So if you are here and you have a kiddo that can hit or punch or kick or spit, go from, 0 to 60 in a matter of seconds, you are absolutely in the right place. Because today I am going to be talking in the second part of our Finish Strong series. So I started a couple of days ago, and my goal is to help you finish 2020 strong because can we all just take out a big old sigh of just a big sigh together and be like, man, okay, we have been through a year, right? Many of us have dealt with things that were unexpected. Our kids have been in school and out of school and back in school, and sometimes some of you are dealing with some shutdowns now. I know in our own city, our entire town got shut down again today. So hello, Teresa. Hello. I know that you deal with hitting as well. And so we wanted to put together this free series for you guys over the next couple of days. So this is day 2. And today we're going to be talking about the top 3 strategies that we've learned over the last year, helping parents who have been dealing with massive aggression, an increase in hitting, an increase in fighting, an increase in kicking, and all of this almost like mean behavior. And they've seen more of an increase since March when the world changed drastically. So we're going to talk a lot about why that might be happening. And then I want to share with you 3 strategies that you can put in place as soon as today so that you can start getting a handle on the aggression. Because I got to tell you, the aggression, the battles, the fights that you are having with your kids, it is a tipping point. And if you're at the place where you're screaming and kicking and throwing and having your own tantrums and meltdowns and outbursts, or your kids are having it, I gotta tell you, the next place is not a very pretty place. Matter of fact, I know because I've been there. I've been to the place where it just started as a few arguments and battles, and then it became such a huge deal that my son's meltdowns were getting so big that he was getting suspended from school. He was getting sent to the hospital. We would have police and firefighters at our house on the regular. I mean, we're talking level 100 meltdowns and an outburst here. And we didn't feel safe. We were in complete and utter survival mode. And over the last 7 years, we have learned a lot of strategies. And I've been teaching those to parents over the last couple of years. And for those of you who don't know me, I am Dana, and I'm the founder of Calm the Chaos and Lemon Lime Adventures. And I help parents create a deeper relationship with their out-of-the-box kids, especially if that relationship is really strained and in like the danger zone. And if you're dealing with aggression and outburst, then you might be in that dangerous zone. So I want to talk first about a story, and I see some awesome people here. Hello, hello. Christina says, "Miss your face. Still sad about the community page." Yes. So, Christina, we have a behind the scenes community page, and I am going live for the next 5 days. So we do have. Make sure that you're on our email list, and I'm going to be giving you a link here in just a little bit to make sure that you are. Getting notifications of this series, because like I said, I'm going to be doing it for 3 more days, and then we have got an epic Black Friday bundle that we've put together that covers all of these different things that we're talking about here today. And I see Jen Beanie, hello, hello, dealing with some of these from SK4. Absolutely. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about a couple of people who were really struggling in our program. And so I'm thinking of one mama, and she joined our program right at the same time that COVID hit. She also joined our program at the same time that her husband decided to end the marriage unexpectedly. And both of those together sent her son into this tailspin where he was literally like beating her up. She had bruises up and down her arm. She was dealing with long, aggressive meltdowns. All the services in her area wouldn't help her and couldn't help her. And she would have to lock herself in her room to stay safe. And at the point that this was happening, it was when the world was shutting down. And I got to tell you, I wasn't quite sure if our strategies could help. We've dealt with a lot of really aggressive behaviors in our Calm the Chaos program, but I didn't know this was pretty severe. And so this mama decided, you know what, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to dive in, and I'm going to trust the process. And I want to share the steps she took today, because now this mama, they dance in their living room together. They cuddle on the couch. They have the best relationship, and she feels so confident in herself as an independent single mama now. And I want that for you as well. So let's talk about how this mama was able to tame that aggression, why it was kind of boiling up to begin with. And I want to walk you through those 3 steps so that you can finish 2020 strong and go into 2021 feeling strong and confident that you can take on anything 2021 is going to throw at you. And as I said, this is part of a bigger series. We are in the middle of our 5-day series. So if you're watching on the 5-day series page, well, there is a button below, and you can go ahead and you can get on our Black Friday waitlist. So I'm going to give you that link just to make sure that you don't miss anything from the series. These are not at set times every day, because I kind of went to the team and said, I really want to give them this free series as they head into the holidays, because these holidays just don't look the same as all the other holidays. So let's go ahead in here. I'm going to grab my screen. There you go. Give me a thumbs up if you can see that. Got my little doodle here. I know lots of you guys love the doodles. If the doodles help you process the information, if you just put doodle in the comments, that helps me so much to know if I am on the right track with you. All right. So when you're dealing with aggression and big emotions, especially in 2020 and going into 2021, now it's always true, but especially in 2020 and 2021, when we're seeing like this increase in aggression, it is most often coming from all of the changes that are happening in the world around. And it is a lack of communication, a lack of the ability to share emotions and describe emotions and be able to regulate those emotions. So even knowing that, though, can be really difficult when we're in the situation. So I want to give you 3 simple steps that you can do so that you can start really addressing the aggression in a totally out of the box way. So we're going to start with step 1. The very first step is that you have to find your own calm. So you have to be the one that remains calm in the moment. And we do that with a couple of things. But one of the things I want to share with you today is something called an anchor. Now, the anchor is, so I'm going to just put anchor. This is something that holds you steady and helps you remain calm in the moment. So no matter what your kid is doing, you're able to find your calm and take those deep breaths. So a lot of times we tell our students, we say, stop, breathe, and then anchor. Now, an anchor is a memory or a phrase that you can hold on to keep your calm when your kids are melting down so that you don't add fuel to the fire. You can do things like, he needs me. When my son was having his big meltdowns, I would say something to myself like, he needs me. If he said, I hate you, I would just translate that into, he needs me. Another one that I've used is, I can do hard things. Okay. And then what you want to do here, and if you've already got a phrase that you hold on to that's your anchor, go ahead and put those in the comments here so others can borrow from those statements. But it's really about having something that tells your brain that you are safe, because even though your child is triggered, your child is struggling, you in the moment might have a whole bunch of emotions, a whole bunch of past experiences that are kind of shaken up when you see your kid acting a certain way. So you need something that you're practicing out of the moment that reminds your brain, hey, you're safe. You're okay. You're going to get through this. So something like, he needs me, or I can do hard things, or all behavior is communication, or this isn't about me. Any of those can really help you stay grounded when you're wanting to add to the chaos as well. So once you've found your calm, right, we can then become a signal of safety for our child. We talked about that in yesterday's video about how connecting is all about providing safety for our kids, especially in the middle of that meltdown, right? We want to model a healthy way to handle big emotions, because it's totally okay to flip our lid sometimes and get upset, but we also have to be that model when we are in the middle of the storm, so we can show our kids exactly what we might want them to start doing in the moment. Now, the next piece that's super important if you're dealing with aggressive behavior, I love that. We've got this. I choose peace. I've got this. Those are great ones. Those are so great. Melanie and Jennifer and Teresa. I love it, love it, love it. All right. So I'm going to move into step 2. So now that you've made an anchor and you're going to practice it out of the moment as much as possible, now we're going to move to a separate one. And this is a shift. So we talk about these in our full Calm the Chaos program and in our Huddle membership every month. We talk about the subtle thought shift and being able to take that mindset of, he's doing this to me. He's manipulative. He's violent. He's destructive. She is just trying to get her own way, or she's bratty. When we say those things, when we think those things, then we can't enter the situation with our calm. So it doesn't matter how good of an anchor you have, but if you see your kid as doing it against you, you are going to build up a resentment and a frustration and an inner dialogue about that child that's going to make it almost impossible for you to actually connect in the moment. So we want to make a shift from, my child is giving me a hard time, to, no, my child is not giving me a hard time. My child is having a hard time. So we're going to make this shift from, my child is having, and this is the important part, like, my child is struggling. My child is not giving me a struggle. My child is not doing this to me. That is so important that we make it not a personal attack. And again, the reason for this is so that it relaxes your own brain, so that you're able to be there and be present and be supportive of your kids when they're having a hard time. And I know some of you are watching this and think, like, some kid's kicking me, hitting me, punching me. Like, that kid just needs a timeout. That kid needs to be told that, put in their place. And we're going to talk about skill building in a minute here, but I'm going to caution you about jumping straight into skill development, straight into punishments, straight into rewards, straight into how dare you, or like being this big, huge authority, because what that's going to do is that's just going to add more fuel to the fire. Your kid's already set off. They already don't feel safe. And that is one of the reasons why they are screaming and throwing things and yelling and hitting and biting, because they feel unsafe. And it's their way of trying to protect themselves. So my child is having a hard time not, this one's super important, not giving me a hard time. Okay, so it's not about me, right? We want to remember it's not about me. And all behavior is communication, meaning even that hitting is trying to tell you something. They're using that instead of the words that you might wish that they use. Okay, so now that we've got that, right? Instead of seeing it as, oh my gosh, like my kid is doing this to me, instead what we want to do, I hear you, Sarah, saying, that's my struggle when he's punching and he's kicking me, and I'm trying to keep that mind shift and make that mind shift. Absolutely. So Sarah, you do have to, when he's hitting you and punching you, if you see that as violent, if you see him as hurting, we're going to get to what to do in the moment. But if you see it that way, it is going to be incredibly hard to remain calm yourself, right? Because you might be triggered by your own past, by your own things that have happened to you. And so then you're placing that on your child. We don't want to do that, because it adds a lot of stress to the relationship that's not necessary. So the next step, so we're on to step 3. We want to create a calm down plan. Now, typically, when people create a calm down plan, they head over to Pinterest, they create this like they type in calm down plan or calm down kit, and they download a list of 100 or 200 ideas. They put them all together and they say, all right, when you're upset, we're going to do these things. Unfortunately, when our kids are in distress, when our kids are frustrated, when we're triggered by them being frustrated, calm down kit like that's not going to work. So we need something super, super simple. We don't want to throw spaghetti at the wall. Instead, what we want is something so simplified that our brain can recall it in the moment, and so can our kids. So the first thing we're going to do is something called a 1-1-1. One thing to say, one thing to do, and one thing to provide. This could be something to say, something to do, and something to provide for your kid. And it could be something to say and something to do and something to provide for yourself. It all depends on what level of a storm that you're actually at and how big of an emergency or a meltdown or outburst this actually is. All right. Okay, so Emma says she used this just the other day. I love it. All right, so we're going to give you a simple plan. Now, there are multiple 1-1-1 plans. You want a plan that's identified specifically for your kid. And remember, this is a high level. I'm not going nitty-gritty into all the reasons. There's so many reasons why this aggression could be happening. There's so many reasons why it could be triggering you. And there are so many 1-1-1s, but I want to give you just a high level, really quick one that you can implement today. And I'm going to give you a little hint on how you can get more of this in just a minute. All right, so let's talk about that 1-1-1. So 1-1-1, we want to create a simple plan for what to do when your child is having a hard time, when they're really struggling. There are 3 parts to that plan. The very first one is something simple to say. Okay, not what's wrong with you, not how dare you, not, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Why would you do that? Or go to your room. We want to replace those scripts with another script, something that provides safety, something that validates, something that really helps your child's brain say, I'm safe. Okay, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. So we've got a couple of things you could do here in the say. You could say something like, I see you're frustrated. I still love you. You could say, I'm here. I'm here when you're ready. That's one I love, especially when the blow-ups are really big. I'm here when you're ready. I'm here. I'm here when you're ready, and just kind of reducing our words. You could say something like, I notice you are. I notice you are frustrated. I notice that you're sad. I notice that you are overwhelmed. Whatever it is, but you're validating and maybe even mirroring the things that you're seeing from them. So I'm just going to put the I'm here. Notice I'm not skill developing here. Notice I'm not trying to get my kid to use their calm down tools. The reason is because they can't access it in the moment. Skill development is for after. In the moment is for creating moments of trust and safety so that after the moment and out of these aggressive situations, you can build that trust. You can build the connection. You can skill develop, and you can work on a plan to do instead of the hitting and the kicking and the yelling. So often I hear people say, well, I can't let my kid get away with that. I need to teach my kid that this is not okay. And yes, we have to develop those skills, but in the moment, not the time for it, my friend, not the time for it. All right. So here we go. We are going to go ahead and we are going to go into step 2, which is do. Now, for do, what I like to think about do is this is your action. This is like taking action. What am I going to do? And the simplest one is one of two things. I'm going to give you two things here. And it depends on your kid. You are going to get closer. I cannot tell you how much getting closer down on their level is going to provide safety for your kids. But I got to tell you, some kids, you might need to give them a little bit of space. So if you get too close to them, then you're going to get wailed on. And if you don't have a good anchor, and if you aren't able to detach from the situation, getting closer to them is probably not the best idea when you're first starting out. But this is what I do when my kids are struggling, is I get closer to them. Now, my daughter, who is 7, when she struggles, I know that if I'm too close to her, that she will kick me. So I move over just a tad and I say, you know what? I'm going to sit in this chair and I'm here when you're ready. So it's one of those two, but I'm still staying present with her. I'm still staying close to her. The whole idea is that I am providing that safety. Now, the final thing is we want to provide something. And I think of this as like handing them something or providing a hug, providing something like that. So say, do, provide. That is a 1-1-1. Again, you can make, these you can make multiple different ones. The tendency is to throw spaghetti at the wall. We don't want you to do that. So there's a couple things you could do here. You can provide a quiet environment. If your kids are completely gone, if they are just throwing and yelling and kicking and spitting, swatting at anyone that comes near, guess what? You want to provide a quiet environment. You want to reduce the noise. You want to reduce the input. You want to keep words to a minimum as much as possible. You want to hug them. You want to, as long as they want a hug, you want to give them a hug. And honestly, you could give them a calm down tool, but I'm going to tell you, don't give them a calm down tool because it's probably going to get thrown at your head. It's probably going to get broken. And then you're going to think, oh, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So start with either reducing everything and providing a calm, quiet environment and reducing as much input as possible, or giving them a hug. So I'm actually going to say that we're going to turn the lights out. Right? Not all the way out, especially if your kids are, right? But we're getting super quiet, right? Now, these are plans that you can use anytime your kids' big behaviors are getting big. They feel like they're a little too much. And so in the moment is definitely tough, but in the moment does work. It does take some practice. So the reason it's happening though, your number one goal, I'm just going to write this down so you guys see it. Number one goal is to provide safety for you, for your child, and everyone around, right? That's your number one goal if you're dealing with aggression and if you're dealing with big emotions. And I got to tell you, with the changes around the world, their world is shaken. They don't know what Christmas is going to look like, what Thanksgiving is going to look like. They don't know when they're going to school next. They don't know if mom or grandpa is going to get sick. They can tell that there's a tension in the air, but they're not quite sure what it is. They're not sure if a rule is going to change or a schedule is going to change. There's so many changes happening right now that we have to expect that tantrums, meltdowns, aggression, and big emotions are going to be pretty prevalent right now. So this is very high level. This is not going to always work, but this is going to get you started. If you apply, just to review, if your child is starting to hit or yell or scream, then you want to remain calm. You want to do your anchor. Okay, I can do hard things. You're going to enter into the situation, but before that, you're going to swap your thoughts. And you're going to say, you know what? This isn't about me. This isn't about me. Remove that personal attack and enter the situation knowing that this has nothing to do with you. Even if they say, I hate you, you're the worst mom ever. And then finally, you want to have that plan in place, something that you've practiced out of the moment. You're going to say, hey, I'm here when you're ready. You're going to move closer to them, get on their level, and then you're going to provide them a quiet environment until they calm down. After it's all calm, that's when you can start to talk about what happened. You can come up with a new plan for afterwards. Now, if you are still here and you're dealing with aggression and big emotions, I have got some great plans for you, or great announcement for you. So this is day 2 of our 5-day Finish Strong series that we are doing to help you be able to finish strong for 2020 and go into 2021 feeling super strong and confident. And we've put together some really cool things. These are the questions that you asked us. We have about 300,000 people on our email list, and we asked you guys, what are you struggling with right now? And we took the top 5 topics of 2020 and we've put them into this series. So yesterday was all about disciplining in a pandemic, getting our kids to listen, dealing with refusal. Today is all about the big emotions and the aggression and the hitting and the yelling and the fighting. And then tomorrow, we're going to be talking about your overwhelm, your exhaustion, because hello, right? Like, how many of you guys just your eyes feel a little more tired? You find yourself scrolling Facebook a little more than you used to. You just feel like your shoulders are a little tense. Your jaw might be a little tight. And you just need a little deep breath because you're so overwhelmed. You're dealing with your own exhaustion, your own mental and physical and emotional needs. And so tomorrow, we're going to be talking all about you. Now, if you want to make sure that you do not miss a single one of these, and you want to make sure that you are, you have the link for our series. So I'm going to give you the 5-day series. Let me put that in here. There's the link. Now, what I'm going to also do is I want to share with you a link because we have an amazing Black Friday bundle coming. Now, our Black Friday bundle is something that we've put together that is absolutely epic. And I do not say that lightly. We have put together 4 massive Black Friday bundles, and then we are actually adding on 3 bundles for free. We're bringing back our most popular bundles of 2020 and 2019 so that you can have everything you need to move forward, kind of do-it-yourself kit for creating the relationship that you've always wanted with your kids. So let me go ahead and I want to share the screen and share that with you guys. So let me remove that, pull this open, pull that out, stop screen. And if you're already you've already signed up for the Black Friday bundle, then if you can just say I'm in the comments, that'd be awesome. So you can sign up for the wait list by going to this link right here. So I'm gonna go ahead. This is the most epic bundle we have ever done. And what I mean by that, guys, is if you've ever gotten a bundle from us, this is probably the least expensive bundle we've ever put together. And it includes pretty much all of our smaller bundles and smaller courses, and it addresses exactly what you've been struggling with. I love it. Christina says, I already did. Yay. I love it. Awesome. Okay. So you can go over to calmthechaosworkshop.com and you can do /BF-waitlist, I believe is what it is total. Yes, BF-waitlist. So I think I have little thing here. Let me show that. There you go. And let me just show you just a really quick, like, oh my gosh, right? We're going to have, one of the bundles is the do what you ask, listening and disciplining in a pandemic bundle. This one is going to include electronics and e-learning and schoolwork or chores and housework. And then we've also put one together all about aggression and big emotions. We've also put one together for exhausted and overwhelmed for you. And then we've put one together for big behaviors like sensory issues like jumping on furniture and being a little too wild and crazy for your liking after being cooped up inside, especially as we head into a long winter. And then, like I said, we are going to be giving you 3 free bonus bundles. Now, these are our most popular bundles that we've ever had: our crisis survival kit, our work from home kit, and our holiday survival kit. So you do not want to miss out on this, guys. You want to make sure that you sign up, calmthechaosworkshop.com/BF-waitlist, because here's the thing: you do not want to be waiting in line on Thursday morning, right? And so many of you guys, so Angela says, I'm in. Thank you so much. It's hard to be a great mom without feeling like blaming yourself. Do not blame yourself, Angela. You are not alone. We have got you. You have now found an army, found a community, and we want to support you. This bundle is a ridiculous price, so you're going to want to make sure that you are signed up for the wait list for that. There may even be a little surprise on the back end for you. But more than that, I want you to make sure you are following the page. You're on our email list, so you get the emails every single day for these lessons. We've got 3 more days in our lessons. I'm walking you through the 5 biggest topics that we've seen time and time again come up since March. And here's the thing, guys: if you are waiting for 2021 to be a different year, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be that much different. I think we're going to be dealing with a lot of uncertainty. I think we're going to be dealing with a lot of kids' behaviors, breaks in relationships, and we want to help you build that strong relationship with your out-of-the-box kiddo. So if you are in, go ahead and put I'm in the comments, and I will see you guys tomorrow for our next session on dealing with overwhelm and exhaustion. If you're watching this on the Lemon Lime Adventures page, then I've put the links in the comments. If you are on our 5-day series page, you're watching it right there, then there is just a link right below. There's a big button that says join the wait list. So click that button, sign up for the wait list, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.